Yo, are you ready for the Astro-Weather Weekend? September's coming to an end. It's Libra season. Friday the 26th, Saturday the 27th, Sunday the 28th. Kind of saying goodbye to that Scorpio moon and getting ready for a Sagittarius moon weekend. Libra season. Let's talk about it. Grand Rising, good people. How you doing? It's Eric Taylor, Big E Astrology, 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 noon Eastern. Friday the 26th, I'm going to play Jason or Mason or Faison, Amazon. Get your phrase on. Well, I hope you're coming to Coffee Talk tomorrow. It's Saturday, 1 p.m. Eastern, 65 minutes. Only $13, breaking down the transit of Uranus in Taurus the Bull, affecting your food, your resources, your possessions, your values, okay? The stock market, your dinero. This is going to be powerful. November 7th to April 25th. You don't want to miss this. Tomorrow, Coffee Talk. Email me directly. You can pay Cash App, $BigEAstro, right? Or email me at eric@BigEastrology.com. But can't wait for Coffee Talk tomorrow. Our tribe meetings tonight, our 8th tribe meeting. You want to join the tribe, www.community.bigeastrology.com. I think it's still 18 and 5, but it's going up to 10 and 23. Just waiting on my tech guy. And tonight we've got a great meeting. I can't wait, 8 p.m. Eastern. So how you feeling? Hopefully you saw my podcast last night. If not, go watch it. Talked about Libra sun sign secrets. Happy birthday, Libras. Please email me for the Libra birth chart sale. If you're a Libra sun, moon, or rising sign, it's eric@bigeastrology.com. You could do a natal chart, solar return, second and progression, and you could do the custom video summary mini movie of your life for $305, down from $350, or 90 minutes live via Zoom. Yada yada videos, the whole nine. Normally $250, only $206. Put them in the mix. No tricks. Let's just fix everything that we need to do to align our soul through the map of our life, and we take control. So, the energy's been getting a little bit better. Obviously, a lot of beef and stuff at the UN and controversy, and these countries turning their back on this, and this one saying you shouldn't turn your back on us, and da-da-da-da-da. I mean, it's drama. But the reality is, some people and some nations are standing up for humanity. And we need to have peace, and we need to stop all the wars. Okay? Russia, Ukraine, Israel, Palestine, we need peace in the Congo, Venezuela. We just need peace. Okay? Iran, we need peace. So let's just pray and focus on the positive, right, with that, for everybody to be safe. I mean, is one human better than another? Is that where we're kind of thinking, where we're at? I mean, that don't sound too cool to me. So we got to really, really contemplate that on a deep, deep level. But, it's going to be a nice weekend with the moon in Sagittarius. You got to be outside, move your hips and thighs, get some barbecue, enjoy the football, right? The Giants, Chargers with Jackson Dart, college football, Oregon, Penn State, big game. I think Oregon's going to pull it out. We got a lot going on this weekend, and the baseball season ends. So when you're dealing with Libra season and the sun sextile the moon, that's going to be kind of nice. And it does speak to relating with others and going on adventures and doing things. So that's why I said the barbecue, hanging out, doing, apple picking, wherever you're at, the different things. Remember, the Chiron workshop has been moved. So it was going to be tomorrow, the 27th. It is now Saturday, November 1st. Okay, so you still got plenty of time, but you want to sign up now, book your seats now. This is with Anjani Segrest and Eric Taylor, breaking down and giving you a Chiron presentation and then doing live readings, right, of the Chiron, which is the energy antenna, and it shows the wounding, right? It can be very subconscious or unconscious, but you got to bring your Chiron sign, that's Chiron, Chiron sign, house, and degree point, right? So if it's 24, your wound could be at 24 years old or 6 years old. And sometimes I've seen people with two woundings or even a third wounding, because you can have the initial wound when you were in your mother's womb between, the pregnancy and 16 months old. So it could be the triple entendre. Imagine that. I like those as the MC, put them in the rhyme, in the bars, or the scars, or the going to take it far. But, this is something that's going to be really fascinating. It's a 2-hour workshop, and Anjani and I are so excited, and we hope to see you November 1st. You can order it today. It's only $32. It's Saturday, November 1st, 6 p.m. Eastern. And it's via Zoom, but this is what's so great. It's you can order it on my website, BigEAstrology.com, www.BigEAstrology.com. So let's get to the chart, the Astro-Weather Weeknd. Wow, September is coming to the end, right? Friday the 26th, 27th, 28th, Astro-Weather Weeknd, BigE Astrology. Are you ready? I think you're ready. Pew. Forget about a Friday, good people, the day of the planet Venus, okay? So, happy Libra season, okay? It's the whole map key down there. And we're looking at 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 noon Eastern, and we see the Sun and Mercury in Libra, and this moon wrapping up the moon in Scorpio. And, this Scorpio moon will finish up. It's coming off the conjunction to Lilith, okay? And so you're going to feel that this morning, and the Scorpio moon, 27, so that's 6 p.m. Eastern, we will get into a little bit before 6 p.m. Eastern. So we'll have the Sagittarius moon weekend. We'll get to the Capricorn moon before midnight on Sunday, okay? So, and just see, they're still in the mix of the grand water trine, Lilith and the moon, with, well, at least the trine to Jupiter and Cancer, okay? Let's just say that, at 21 degrees. The Pisces North Node at 18, on its way to 17. It's kind of a little out of the trine. But still, even on Friday, you can soak and have an Epsom salt bath. Remember, this moon will finish up at probably around 2 or 3 degrees Scorpio. So tomorrow it should be around 9 degrees Saturday, 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 noon Eastern, and, just right before coffee talk, okay? So I'm looking forward to that tomorrow. But with the Scorpio moon, remember, we just got to, for Friday during the day, you're going to be extra tapped into your intuition, extremely empathic. And this is headed to trine Saturn. So this is where we can get into our emotional and spiritual discipline easier than we normally can when the moon's in Scorpio. So take advantage of that. And that means don't overreact if someone says something that you don't like and this and that. We've got to kind of stabilize and slow down and be chill, okay? Just remember, Saturn and Pisces is still wanting us to work on our boundaries. And the sun, you're going to see today, it's going to start to pull away, but it's still in that orb of the grand air trine. So a lot of communication this week, right? And you're seeing that at the UN with Libra sun trining Uranus and Pluto. So people are kind of bringing up certain events or things from the past and then trying to say, oh, that's not right, that's not just, that's not fair. Okay? So you're hearing that from different world leaders, one on one side and a bunch on the other side. So it's kind of interesting, right? But they're saying, they're not going to allow them to take over the West Bank. The Arab nations and America agreed to it. So we'll see what happens, But, everything's got to be focusing on peace. This Mars in Scorpio, even though it's at 2 degrees, it's still squaring Pluto. So we've been dealing with kind of like just a lot of drama and explosive news and information this week. And you're still going to get that around science and technology, Even, investigative reports, investigating different things that have been happening. I'm kind of not, giving you the names and talking about it because I'm tired of talking about it. But we all know in terms of, people that have recently passed and talking about this, and everybody's got their opinion. And then remember I told you, Martin Scorpio, everybody's researching and seeing and showing videos like this didn't happen this way, this didn't happen that way, this isn't true, this one's this, family members are that. That's going to happen. That's a Mars square Pluto. And there's a lot of information coming out that you're like, scandalous. Okay. So enjoy your Friday. It's still going to be kind of interesting, the energy. Obviously, we're dealing with the Venus and Virgo still. So there's a lot of detail and nitpicky about even our goods, right? New tariffs, right? Big cars, big trucks, home appliances, things like that. So that's Venus, Virgo. So that's going to be really scrutinized. And it's going to be fascinating how that plays out. And there were some commerce reports that came out that, we're doing a little bit better financially than thought. So the stock market went up this morning. So let's get to Saturday. Make sure you get your gold, silver, XLM, XRP, and a little bit of Kazash. All right. Drink your water. And have a good day. When the moon's in Scorpio, definitely. And get ready, Sagittarius, because the moon coming into Sagittarius sun signs can do some intermittent fasting, eat with the circadian rhythms of the sun, Saturday, Sunday, right? No drugs, no alcohol, no sex, no cursing. Can you do that, Sag? Even 48 hours, not 60? All right, Astro-Weather Weeknd. Let's get to the 27th. Coffee Talk, Big E Astrology. Sabado, the day of the planet Saturn. That spiritual discipline is important, right? And Saturn's at 28 degrees. I'm not sure how far it's going to go down. Probably I want to say to 25, 26. And obviously we had that moon trine it. But now, 9 degrees. I was right, Sag moon. So we'll finish up at around 15 on the East Coast, 16 on the West Coast. So then it should be about 22 tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Pacific for Sunday. And then, we'll finish up 28, 29. So yeah, we won't get to the Cap moon until early Monday morning. So it's going to be a Cap Aquarius moon week. So this Sag moon is about the beliefs, the wisdom philosophies, right? Foreign lands, emotionally. What's the law? What's the righteous law? So you're going to hear a lot about that. We're definitely still dealing with the Lilith trining the Jupiter, okay? So be intuitive and be optimistic about your abundance and manifest not wanting, gratitude. I receive, I know, I feel, and speak about the positive things of the health. As Libra season is about the relationships, but it's about fairness and justice. But it's also, we got to focus on it more with the self-love. That's what that Libra South Node was about the last couple of years. Getting the relationship with self together. And so that's important for Libras. We should focus on that. And Libras, hit me up. The birth chart, it's really important. This is people born today with this 4 degrees, could be born tomorrow on the 28th, but the solar return is a degree ahead this year. You could be very much, Cancer degree, very much about family, okay, and a lot of things. So, this lunar mansion has still got a little Mars energy behind it, and then it gets into the North Node and then Jupiter, okay. Those are the air sign lunar mansions. Lunar mansions are great. They're connected to the nakshatras in the Vedic. It's another extra layer that gives you some nuance and detail, right? It's very powerful. Like that Saturn lunar mansion is Mercury. So there's a lot of communication about boundaries and how we're seeing things, and the need or the lack of compassion or empathy, it being restricted. But, Saturn and Pisces, no days off, okay? So the Sag moon is, coming off the trine yesterday evening to Neptune in Aries, okay? So that's Friday evening. You could have felt very connected to film and spirituality. And remember, Neptune comes in October 22nd. We're going to talk about that in Coffee Talk next month. I'll announce the date, but that's going to be a really powerful chart to look at. Neptune goes back, I believe, in early February. And then the exact conjunction is February 20th with Neptune and Saturn in Aries. And we'll do that probably in January's Coffee Talk, okay, to get you ready. Okay, a lot of things. Saturday, this is Scorpio rising, so that's actually nice. It'll be a Scorpio rising for Coffee Talk. That's my rising, and this is good for investigating a chart, right, and researching things. Okay. So we'll see how that is. Sorry about that. But, we definitely want to connect and tap into that. And, have a good Saturday. Okay. And remember this south node, as the Venus gets closer, we'll have to tap into money and cars and resources that we may need to let go of, or that may come back up from the past. And I'll let you know when we get closer to that. All right, the Sag moon was squaring Venus, right, early this morning, and it's going to head towards squaring the south node. So there could be some things that come up in your head Saturday night, like your mom used to say, right, or you'll dream about your mom Saturday night. Mom used to say, don't do that, always wash your hands, do this first, right? So you may get those messages in your dreams, that can really align you back with, like, hey, the rules of mama, right? Mama tells you this, mama tells you that. When you have the Sag moon squaring the Virgo South node, those things can come back up, okay? So definitely, laugh, smile. I still remember things my mom and my aunt used to say when I was a young man or a little boy too, and you're like, it sticks in your head, right? Or what did grandma tell you? The rules, right? That's the Sag moon, right? The wisdom, beliefs, philosophies. But do the right thing because it's the right thing to do. All right? Let's get to Sunday. And definitely move the hips and thighs, be outside, and talk to the trees, connect. That's always going to benefit you. But we will have the Sag moon squaring as you're sleeping, the nodes. And that can be interesting for the mutable T-square for some of the dreams. You may dream about being an archaeologist or Indiana Jones, Raiders of the Lost Ark. You may dream about a vacation, or you may dream about, different health things. Okay? Have a good one. Enjoy your Saturday. And it is Saturn, so spiritual practice and machines, work out, lift those weights. Astro-Weather Weeknd, BigEAstro Astrology. Pew. All right. Sleep on it Sunday. How you doing? September 28th. It's Sunday. Whoa. 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 noon Eastern. And make sure you check out our new episode for the weekend, Stars and Cards Lounge. And thank you for following, subscribing, comment. Go subscribe. Stars and Cards Lounge on YouTube with Elena from Searchlight Tarot and Eric from BigEAstro Astrology. Now this Sag Moon 21. So we won't get to the Cat Moon till a little later in Monday morning. So at 21, it's going to finish up at about 27 and then 28. So should be at about 4 degrees Monday morning, Cat Moon. That's my moon. And I will try to get it out this weekend or early next week. The Aries full moon video. That's coming up. I think it's October 4th, 5th, or 6th. I didn't check the date, but I'll get that for you guys as we get to that. Yeah, should be kind of interesting because let's see if this is the 28th, 2 and then 5. Should be at around 11 or 12 degrees, the full moon. So we'll see what the date is, okay? But the Sag moon, I told you, coming off that square, but it's also it's going to head up to squaring Saturn Sunday night. I'm thinking that could affect things internationally with the stock market, China, Taiwan, maybe some news on North Korea, Iran, Russia. So pay attention to that Sunday, Meet the Press, or Sunday night. You know, I'm not saying watch TV, but just the news, okay? You know, Mars being at home, Jupiter being exalted, the Sun and Mercury, you know, not so great in Libra. Mercury does better in Libra than the Sun. The Sun's in its fall, and Venus in its fall. Through our movement and our actions, we've got support to manifest deeply. And from our kind of like Mars Scorpio is the empath that is initiating and active, right? This is even swimming in the pool, you know, last dip into the lake or the ocean, things like that. And with this Pluto in Aquarius still trining the Gemini, Uranus, we're seeing a lot of things that are happening behind the scenes about technology. We got to watch out with Palantir and all this and that, right? And so, you know, we're going to see where a lot of banks and organizations are switching things more on the digital currency side. And Libra and Libra season, and Lloyd is going to talk about this, is when on Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern, is when we always have the stock market crashes in Libra season. Okay, so we got to just be mindful of that. So it should be kind of interesting what's going to happen this autumn as we're into the fall. Remember I told you the Jupiter, look at that, it just moved again, 22 degrees. It's only going up to 25, so it's going to slow down. That's to November, I think, 25th. No, sorry, November 11th, and then 11/11, and then it will retrograde back. So basically, you got like a month and almost like a month and a half, month and 2 weeks, right? Or the 28th, so just like a month and, yeah, 11th and 2 more, 2 weeks. So I don't know. I mean, Sunday is get out in the sun, vitality, enjoy the football. Mars and Scorpio is emotional competitiveness. Libra, you want things to be fair. Libra Mercury is a great listener and really the law, right? I mean, you got the big news about Jim Comey and the Justice Department and Trump, and you know, it's just I don't even know what to say. But this is where you're going to see, you know. As the sun separates from Pluto-Uranus, that's why that sort of came back up, right? That legal thing, right? The Libra sun, Uranus-Pluto. It's going to be interesting. And then this Virgo Venus is starting to move along. So you already had the moon in Sag square it. And now the moon came off of squaring the nodes, okay? So as far as rest of Sunday goes, the Sag moon is trining Chiron, the wounded healer in Aries, okay? And that's where I want you to take opportunities to really, you know, be a kid. Go throw the ball, you know, I'm going to throw the football with the boys on Sunday. You I'm getting my cortisone shot in the knees today, so I should be feeling better. Although that phone call, I hope that wasn't the doctor saying they're not going to be in. I got to check that after the Astro-Weather. But, so I'm excited. I hope to see you at Coffee Talk. I'll see you at the tribe meeting tonight. Join the tribe. It's really awesome. And I will see you Tuesday with Karen Michelle and Thursday with Lloyd Strayhorn. And enjoy the Astro-Weather Weekend. Okay? Check out Stars and Cards Lounge. And go get your seasonal lip balm. Sabale Pure. www.sabalipure.com. Organic and vegan body and skincare, right, from Alana Taylor. But these seasonal lip balms, the autumn lip balm is like, yummy. Okay? So check that out. And obviously, if you're a premium tribe member, you get 20% off. Okay? Some people have been taking advantage of that. She's got the Trace Mineral Deodorant, tooth powder, takes away morning breath, freaking incredible, hair, face, body oil, keep the skin looking luxurious, all that good stuff. All right, Astro-Weather Week, and I don't know, I feel like we're going to have something with the weather this weekend, so watch out for that, okay? And I think the Mets will make the playoffs. I think they're gonna win 2 out of 3 from the Marlins, and they'll get that last spot. I'd like to see the Diamondbacks get it, just because the Mets took Soto from the Yankees, but that's all right. And the Yanks may win the division over Toronto. We'll see how it goes. Astro-Weather Weekend. Eric Taylor, Big E Astrology. Enjoy. Move your body Sunday. Feel vitalized, and don't take any days off. Stay in your spiritual discipline and practice. All right. Have a good one. Astro-Weather Weekend. Big E Astrology. That's it. 26th, 27th, 28th. Little bit of Scorpio and Sagittarius Moon. I was born in September, but I was ready in June. Eager to patrol with my shining soul. I plan to be the glue to the glow with the tea. My wifey got the spoon in here for the matcha. And try to be aligned with your beliefs. Try to be adaptable and mutable. When you get new information, put in new knowledge. Like if you find out that alcohol shrinks your brain, then maybe you stop drinking. I'm not saying it's easy. And I'm not saying you punish yourself if you have a glass of wine every once in a blue moon. But we just have to kind of bring in new knowledge and information and then implement it and integrate it into our lives so that we become more better. That's part of the ascension in the 5D. With new knowledge and new information, and you get away of the matrix and the veils and the deception, you start to realize there are new realities and new truths, right? I'm the indigenous American Indian, Moorish Bahamian Jew. How about you? All right, that's me, Big E Astrology. Astro-Weather Weekend, Scorpio, Sag Moon, Libra season, Libra birth chart sale, Coffee Talk, Eric at BigEAstrology.com. Adios. I'll see my tribe members 8 p.m. Eastern. We're going to have fun. Big E Astrology. Enjoy the weekend. Watch my channel. Go subscribe to Stars and Cards Lounge. Peace.